I want to describe to you a challenge that I faced when trying to manipulate numbers, do some maths, do some reformatting in a Bubble Backend Workflow. Here's the challenge. I've been using Assembly AI with an internal tool that we've got at Planet No Code to transcribe and generate content on our videos. Part of that is generating those nice time-stamped chapters that you get in a YouTube description. So Assembly AI gets me this far, which is that they'll generate a transcript and I can then call a particular endpoint and I can get the paragraphs and I get a start and an end time for those paragraphs. Now the issue is that these timestamps are in milliseconds. So I want to convert them into kind of an MM:SS format. So it's quite simple to convert them into seconds. You would just divide them and then you get seconds, but that's not the format that YouTube wants. They want that MM for minutes and :SS for seconds. So how did I go about fixing this, or at least finding a solution? Well, I built my own API workflow endpoint called Convert, and then I used ChatGPT, I think, to generate some JavaScript here, which takes in my milliseconds input and formats it as hour, minute, seconds. And then I'm using, I think it's the toolbox or toolkit JavaScript plugin here, and then I return the data. So this means that in my workflow where I actually saved this, where's that gone? Here. So I'm saving a timestamped transcript, and the issue is that I want to loop it through with every paragraph. So I'm saying take my paragraph data, format as text. I then call my own workflow API endpoint, so I've added this into the Bubble API connector, and I use it as a data source. And so I have it here. I've validated it, initialized it in my API connector, and then I say put in the start time. So this is going to run this convert workflow for every paragraph that goes through this format as text statement, and then below I print my paragraph's text. So that means I get a nice format to save and then pass on into Claude or OpenAI, whatever I use to generate the chapter headings. I've got my minutes, seconds, and then I've got my paragraph below, and I've got paragraph after paragraph of that for my whole transcript. And I basically had to solve this because at least when I was last testing this, I found that AIs are not clever enough. At least the APIs that are available from Claude or OpenAI, they're not clever enough to say, here's milliseconds, convert it into minutes and seconds. So I had to use some custom JavaScript, and I've just demonstrated the process for you here.